Alright, as promised, today I'm going to talk about what cards I wouldn't want to see added to the core set of Hearthstone once rotation happens. Again, it's the same rules, no cards without any text because that's boring, no cards that only support a singular archetype. It can be a little borderline, you know, but at the same time, it's a bit easy to just say, well, we don't want anything that just supports an archetype. So you want generic cards that you just don't want in the core set. That's what I'm aiming to get. And then cards have to be easy to understand. You don't want too complicated things in the core set, so we're only gonna evaluate cards that are simple to understand. Just like last time, Death Knight, we're not gonna touch it because it's really tough to predict anything about how they're gonna do Death Knight. Everything's gonna be in the standard rotation anyway. Kind of hard to really tell what they're gonna do with that, so we're just gonna leave that alone. For Demon Hunter, I don't want to see Lady Cthano. I don't want to see this legendary. I can't pronounce its name, but I don't like it. It just screams combo and I don't want it around. And then Blood Herald is here because honestly it just kind of sucks and I don't want it around. It's just a bad card. Like, Blood Herald is not inherently bad for the game, it's just a bad card. Then we have Druid. I chose Jade Idol. I don't think we want Jade Druid back, generally speaking. I chose Jade Idol specifically because it's the worst offender of them. I wouldn't mind the other Jade cards coming back, but specifically this one is gonna be a no. And then we have Astral Communion. It could be this one. It could also have been Celestial Alignment. Basically both of those suck. I don't want them around, but I went with this one because it's more of a high rolly card and it feels really bad if you get high rolled on. I don't like that. Then for Hunter we have Scarlet Web Weaver. There's nothing problematic about it. It's just that I think you could find things that are more interesting. This kind of limits you to play beasts, right? It's kind of the same with Guardian Animals, except Guardian Animals is also really annoying to play against, so that one gets bonus points for that, and please don't put it in the core set category, you know? Then for Mage we have Conjurer's Calling. No, just don't bring this one back. It's just an annoying card to play against. I think you guys can spot a theme now, right? I'm looking at cards that are really annoying for the most part. Conjurer's Calling is really annoying. Rune of the Archmage is really annoying. How many of us haven't been ruined in the last, like, I don't know how many years, right? I hate that card. Yeah, get out of here, Rune. I'm just so sick of seeing Rune of the Archmage all around. Then we have Paladin. Divine Favor is just a mistake. I don't think we should bring Divine Favor back at all. I'm guessing it's fine and wild, but I'm not a fan of it. And Tip of the Scales is the basis of a combo deck that I don't like at all. So again, don't bring that one back. Then for Priest, we have the Resurrection Priest stuff. Oh my god. How many times have we heard convincing infiltrators say his entry line? Way too many times, right? We've heard this guy's entry line so many times. Get out of here, Infiltrator. And the same thing with Eternal Servitude. It kind of goes hand in hand with it. I'm just so sick of Rest Priest. Why is Rest Priest the only viable deck for Priest? I would not bring these cards back, and I honestly don't even want to see him around anymore, so let's move on. For Rogue, we have Edwin Van Cleave. Now, this should be really obvious as to why that is. Edwin is just annoying. You can have like a 10-10 on turn 4. I don't think that's very fair, plus you've played different other cards that probably helped you. I don't like Edwin. I think he's too combo-y. I mean, it says combo right there, right? There you go. And then we have Spectral Pillager, which honestly at this point is kind of a whatever because they're changing the card. They changed this card the other day, so honestly Spectral Pillager can stay if it wants, but I don't know, I'm kind of sick of seeing it anyway. I couldn't really find any other card for Rogue that I wouldn't want around, but now that they're changing it, I guess the Spectral Pillager ain't that bad. For Shaman we have Evolve. Do not bring Evolve back. No. It's so annoying. You either lose to it or you lose with it because you get the trashiest Evolves. And then we have Snowfall Guardian, which I don't know, I think we're all just sick of seeing Snowfall Guardian. I know they changed it from a 3-3 that gains stats based on the amount of minions it throws to just a 5-5 that freezes everything, but this is still annoying. Get rid of it. Get out of here. For Warlock, I chose Blood Bloom because it's Blood Bloom, and I think it can very much limit the sign space, and I also just think it's a problematic card. Don't bring it back. And then Stealer of Souls, again, it's the whole mana cheating thing. After you draw a card, change its cost cost to health instead of mana. Let's not bring Stealer of Souls back either, just because, again, paying health instead of mana is just, no. It sounds cool on paper, right? And it's very much a Warlock thing to do. It just sucks for game design. For Warrior, I put Glory Chaser. I don't know. Like, it was kind of tough to pick Warrior cards, I think. But this one is fuel that is protected by the taunt you then play. You can protect this card with the taunt you play, making you draw cards, and then play more taunts to draw more cards. It's not inherently problematic as some of the other cards are. It's not as bad as some of the other ones I've talked about, but at the same time, it feels like a card that I just don't want to see because it can be tough to deal with. It's just one of those cards that you have to deal with or it snowballs, right? I would prefer if it isn't there, but again, by no means is this problematic compared to the other ones, right? Then we have Restless Mummy. This is just a really good card. Like, I would argue maybe a little too good, but again, it's kind of like Glory Chaser where I wouldn't technically mind it. And honestly, maybe Warrior needs it because at this point, what even is Warrior right now? I'm leaning towards don't put it there, but I could see Restless Mummy being okay. And same with Glory Chaser, honestly. It was tough to pick Warrior cards. Then we have neutrals. First off, we have Magic Carpet. I think Magic Carpet is just too good to put in the core set. Then we have Iron Deep Chalk. This is just one of those cards that has been super annoying while it's been in the meta. Even after the nerf, it's just such an annoying card. I'm gonna say just don't put this in the core at all. Mailbox Dancer is combo stuff, right? Again, I'm not a fan of it. I think I've seen Mailbox Dancer too many times at this point. Then we have Blade Master Okani. I don't know. I just don't really like this card. Like, it's just annoying to face. And I think it's also a bit too confusing for new players, potentially. So I'm gonna go with that's a no. Then we have Vicious Fledgling. Now, I really liked this card back in the day because I was the player that would play it, but my opponent sure didn't like it. And whenever you faced the card, you felt like it was all up to chance whether or not you actually got to play the game. I don't know. I think that this card is just problematic, and I don't think you should bring it back. Even though I like the card, it's too problematic to bring back. And then we have Archmage Vargoth. Again, just no. This card is just annoying. You have to deal with this card or you lose the game. And I don't like cards like that. Then we have Cobalt Sticky Finger. Now, listen, weapon tech is not inherently awful. I think it's good to have weapon tech in the game. This is just not the weapon tech I want in the game. I think having this card exist at all was a mistake, mostly because of Kingsbane Rogue is suffering against this. I would much rather have any other weapon tech. Like, by all means, destroy the weapon. Fine. Steal my weapon? I don't know. Cobalt Sticky Finger just annoys me. Then we have Barnes. Again, Big Priest. No. Don't bring Barnes back. Then we have Carnivorous Cube. Now, I think this is a really cool card, right? But the thing is, I don't know that I want, like, Cube Block and stuff like that back. I will say about Carnivorous Cube here, it's not the worst card on this list. I would be okay with it. I personally don't want it back, but I wouldn't mind it as much as some of the other ones. Then we have Baku and Gen. Just don't ever bring these into the core set, ever. These are just problematic no matter where they are. They got Hall of Famed early for a reason. Just leave them there. Then we have Archivist Elysiana. Now, this card has a history. This card was used to make control matches even longer. We're talking like games that were way too long. So I just don't want to risk having that type of meta back. Like, I don't want to sit in a Hearthstone game for half an hour. I like the card. I think it's cool, but I just don't want to risk getting into that kind of meta again. I'm sorry. And that was it. I hope you enjoy having my opinions. Catch you guys another day.